Hello. So far we've been talking about mental models, ways of looking at the world. Now we're going to go up a level and we're going to be talking about skills. The main skills we address in the conscious business workshops are three skills. Communication, mainly authentic communication, how to deal with difficult conversations, how to engage in creative conflict resolution, and how to move into a network of impeccable coordination that has to do with execution. So communication, negotiation, and execution, impeccable commitments, and so on and so forth. So it's three skills I'm going to be addressing now. The first skill, which has to do with how we communicate with each other. You cannot move into resolution until I can clearly understand what you think, why you think it, and what are the implications of your thinking. And you can understand what is it I think, why do I think it, and what is the implication. We mainly study this topic through addressing what we call difficult conversations. You engage in conversations all the time, in meetings, in phone calls, email, WhatsApp, etc., etc. So you are communicating all the time. That's almost all you do at work. Now, sometimes these conversations turn difficult or crucial, like Patterson says in his book, Crucial Conversations. So when a conversation moves from casual to crucial, what happens is there's a lot at stake, there are differences of opinion, and there are emotions involved. So what do you do then? I want to address exactly this topic in this short video. The way we study these difficult conversations is by dividing what I call the public conversation and the private conversation. The public conversation is a conversation that goes on between both of us. The private conversation is a conversation you are having in your head all the time and I'm having in my head all the time. Why? Because we think much faster than we speak. Chris Argyris developed a tool to study these kind of conversations, which he called the left-hand column. Why is that? Well, because you study it in a piece of paper and you draw a line in the middle, and on the right you work with a public conversation, and then on the left you work with a private conversation. That's why it's called the left-hand column exercise, or the left-hand column way of studying conversations. So every time I say left-hand column, I am talking about the private conversation, what you think and feel but do not say during a conversation. So imagine you're having a difficult conversation with your boss or with a colleague. So there are certain things that are being said. You say this, he says that, you say this, he says that. And anybody can listen to that just if it were a tape recorder or a video recorder in the room. Now, at the same time that is going on, you are having a private conversation, which sometimes, especially in the cases, the conversations, they don't go well, maybe at the it level, but they could also not go well at the we level or at the I level. That private conversation starts to heat up. It starts to get red hot, even to become toxic. So the question is, what do you do with that toxicity in your left-hand column? Because we claim that if you say it, if you just gush it out, there is a high probability you're not going to solve the problem. The relationship with your counterpart is not going to improve, and probably you're not going to feel very well after that. So, but then not saying what's in your left-hand column will also not solve the problem. Probably you're going to procrastinate, you're going to postpone, you're going to turn that into a chronic problem, and everything is going to get slowly worse and worse. So that doesn't work either. But then the worst thing that happens is that the other person probably smells what's in your left-hand column, just like you can have an intuition of what's in his or her left-hand column. So look, you have 4 bad conditions. First, my claim is you don't control what pops up in your left-hand column. Those thoughts, feelings, they just happen. The left-hand column happens. Then secondly, if you say it, you're damned if you say it, because you worsen everything, the it, the we, and the I. But then you're damned if you don't say it, because you also perpetrate the problem and you don't solve the problem. And then the worst, the last nail in the coffin, like I like to say in my workshops, is the other person knows the same, because your body language, the way you express yourself, the energy in your words. So you have 4 bad options. We call that the quadrilemma of the left-hand column.